begin with breaking news. A former sports reporter and anchor was found dead in a home in Hoover this morning. Good evening, I'm Sherry Jackson.
And I'm Carly Lane. Christina Chambers was one of the two victims found dead from gunshot wounds in a home. CBS 42's Maddie McQueen joins us now live in our newsroom with details on this investigation. Maddie?
Carly, Hoover police are saying it was a murder-suicide. Police say a family member found a husband and wife dead from gunshot wounds and called police around 9 o'clock this morning. According to Hoover police, a 3-year-old was home at the time but was not hurt. It was an emotional scene on Highland Manor Court as neighbors and family mourned the couple. Though many were too upset and wished not to be on camera, some neighbors tell me Christina Chambers was a, quote, delightful and beautiful person. Christina Chambers had a long history with sports in Alabama. According to UAB, Chambers was a Coleman native who won a state championship in 300-meter hurdles in 2006 and held 5 school records. Chambers was a track and field athlete at UAB, graduating in 2009 with a degree in mass communication. After college, Chambers continued pursuing sports in the broadcast world, working with news stations from Columbus, Georgia, to Montgomery, to Birmingham with WBRC TV. When she left WBRC, Chambers covered the Alabama High School Athletic Association football championships with Alabama Public Television.
She had an understanding about sports that not everybody that covers it has.
Welcome to the video, everyone. This is Justin Paul. They're reporting that a longtime sports broadcaster, Christina Chambers, was found dead in an apparent murder-suicide, along with her husband. And they were also detailing that they found a 3-year-old that was unharmed inside the home. And this very, very tragic, as most of these cases are. Now, a 3-year-old doesn't have their parents. Not necessarily sure what the motive could have been. Don't know if there was a note or any type of indication of what may have happened. But, you know, this is, I mean, it could have been anything, honestly. You know, of course, you can just, you know, your imagination can run, because I'm sure a lot of you have heard these stories over and over again. And a lot of times, you know, one of the main things that kind of motivates it is either some jealousy or, you know, cheating. That's typically, you know, or just, you know, the two people just at one point they was great together, and then all of a sudden it just took a turn for the worse. But for, you know, someone to do this and just leave behind a small child, man, that's just a very selfish act, honestly. And you know, my condolences to the families. And it's just, again, you know, that's just my opinion. You know, that's more selfish than anything, because, you know, if stuff isn't going right and y'all aren't on the same page, and, you know, just having a lot of turmoil, maybe you got to just take a step back or a few steps back, you know, and really think about that small child and put them at the forefront of anything that's going on. And it's kind of easier said than done. But at the end of the day, you know, this is a person, a little life that didn't even ask to be here, and you know, definitely didn't ask to be in this situation at 3 years old. But they said that Christina Chambers, highly decorated athlete, won the state championship in track and field, and held 5 school records at her high school, if I'm not mistaken, and then went on to continue to pursue her you know, love for sports within broadcasting. Held several jobs, and seemed like she was well traveled, and of course, you know, it's everything that's going to be said is going to be great things, because, you know, this is a shocker to everyone. That no one's going to sit and remember if they had any bad interactions or anything like that, because this isn't the time for all of that. But this right here is the external affairs director, Atlanta Public Television, because she was covering a lot of Alabama high school football, and you know, like I said, man, this is a tragedy.
Hers weren't just opinions. She knew the sacrifice that it took. And beyond that, she just did her job with not only with great passion, but with real joy.
Behind the television screen, Chambers taught broadcast journalism to students at Thompson High School. Principal Wesley Hester sent a letter to parents and students saying in part, quote, "We are deeply saddened by the passing of our former employee, Christina Chambers. Many of you worked with Christina in many capacities, whether it be TV and film classes, THS TV, or Warrior Nation Network." Chambers currently worked with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alabama. Corporate Communications Director Sophie Martin released a statement reading in part, quote, "Christina was a cherished colleague whose warmth and loving personality touched everyone she worked with. Christina was a source of joy and inspiration to our team and company. She will be greatly missed." Beyond being a passionate sports personality in the state, Chambers is being remembered as a devoted mother.
My last conversation with her was 2 weeks ago on the sidelines of Protective Stadium about her young child and how much she loved and enjoyed him and couldn't wait to get home and see him. You could tell that she had taken to motherhood. She lit up when she talked about her child. And we were standing on the sidelines shivering, but I got the impression talking about her child warmed her from the inside.
And it's such a shame because, just to hear that, like, man, it's just crazy. Like I said, someone who loved to be a mother, and when they talked about it, like he said, they were shivering on the sideline, but her talking about being a mother, he could tell, that really like warmed her up, and she was just, very passionate about that. So that kind of even makes it worse. Um, Again, she was well established professionally. She held a position at Blue Cross Blue Shield, and she was teaching children at a high school about film and like TV and stuff like that. So, she was doing her part as far as giving back, doing her part to, make sure that she was providing and stuff like that. And they haven't said, who did what, but you know, we can only really assume because it seemed like she had everything to live for, especially having a 3-year old. Um, he just confirmed it was a little boy. So, again, this is very tragic. And again, when you're in situations like this, you have to really know when to kind of get yourself out. Maybe she was trying to get herself out of a bad situation, and then, this tragically happened to her. Of course, they're going to keep investigating, and if they if there's anything else that kind of pops up, because I made sure I subscribe to this CBS 42. I subscribe to their YouTube channel. So if anything else pops up, I'll definitely come and do a reaction to it. Again, Christina Chambers, um, a long time sports broadcaster, was found deceased in what appears to be a murder suicide. And again, we'll wait for more updates and see if there was if a motive can be found out, if the family can put any insight into this, and kind of give us clues as far as what was going on within their relationship. Again, if you like my content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. This is Justin Paul. Peace.